Hi, teacher.
Hey, hi, Alexandra. How are you? Everything fine?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Thank you. And you?
Everything fine as well. Okay, let's please begin. We were in the verb tense review. Oh, this is homework already. Number 1. Okay, so first of all, we use the present continuous to talk about things that are happening right now or this day. Like, I don't know. I'm taking uh I'm taking TOEFL or I'm taking journalism classes this week, let's say, or I'm having lunch. This would be like right now, of course. Or he's uh he's going uh he's going to the gym. It could be these days right now. So this present continuous if is for things that are happening right now or these days. Uh those two. However, the simple present is used to talk about something that happens every day or all the time, like a routine. I live in, let's say, Bolivia. That's something that is all the time, right? Or I don't know, go to the gym every morning, or I pray before before going to sleep, or I run a mile at 6 a.m. So this is for routines, things that are happening every day or all the time. I don't know if there's any question maybe with number 1 or number 2.
No, teacher, I think it's clear.
Okay, great. So we use also the simple present with non-action verbs. Did we see non-action verbs?
Yes, teacher. You showed me table.
Yes, that's great. Yes, we saw the non-action verbs. So basically, when you have a non-action verb, yes, it's here. You use, yes, the link is in our chat. With any of these verbs, non-action that indicates state, sense, desire, possession, or opinion, with any of them, uh, we can't use the progressive form. Like here, I want to hear more about this commercial. You can't say I'm wanting to hear more about this commercial because that would simply be wrong. That's a non-action verb, as we saw. And we can also use the simple present when we tell a story to make it more dramatic. Like, I don't know, she meets me in the lobby, we shake hands, and she takes me out of lunch. So all of them actually, you're telling like a story in the past. All of these events happened in the past. However you want to make it more dramatic, you want to make it more memorable. So that's why you're telling a story in the past, using the simple present. I don't know. He calls me. He tells me he wants to meet me in 1 hour. I go there. He's with another person. They uh, try to rob me. Okay, this is pretty dramatic. However, you can use this. Even though it happened in the past, you can use this with simple present. Any question, maybe?
In that case, we only use this type of simple present to talk about the past when there is a dialogue. I mean, someone talking about something. Because, I mean, when we are like reading a book, they are these parts when they are narrating a story, but not in the narrator point of view. Instead, the person who's trying to like rememorize the story, right?
Uh, okay, I didn't understand your question though. I understood the whole
Oh,
thing, but what's the question?
okay. The question is that we can only use the simple present when we are talking about a dialogue,
You could
not in
also use the simple past. You're saying like a dialogue? Like,
yes,
hi, how are
in
you?
a book when there are dialogues, we can use like
Yes.
I mean the simple present. But when there are not dialogues and the narrator is talking, then we can use it.
Uh, but then you're talking about reported speech, aren't you? Because
Yes.
here we're basically we're basically saying that if you want to tell a story or narrate a story, you can use the simple present to make it more dramatic. Uh, and in this case, if you had a book, so I don't understand. I still don't understand your question. So yes, like a person inside, of course, he has a dialogue and he could speak, or he could use simple present, simple past, whatever it happens to be. And the story, the narrator there, uh, could use also simple present or simple past. I don't know
Okay.
if
Okay, then we can use it either when someone of the speakers are talking, and then also when the narrator is trying to tell the story.
uh, in a book. Yes, I think so. He calls him. He tells him he wants to meet. I guess so. It depends on the tone. I think so. I think that you can use both of them. Let me think. He calls Jimmy. Yes, I think so. The narrator can use both simple past and present and simple present. And the other person, of course, if you are like trying to use quotes, he could use whatever, right? He could say, I go to the gym every day, right? He could use the simple present, but as inside quotation marks, right? I
Yes,
don't know
exactly.
if I understanding well like all your question. I'm not sure.
No, at the end, yes, you finally respond. Thank you, teacher.
Okay. No problem. Okay, so let's continue here. So we use the simple past to talk about something that happened in the past and is finished. Told you about that before. So we use simple past basically when something is already finished, and we can also use a specific time. I don't know. I went. I studied. Where did you study? What institution?
In the UCB,
I studied in the UCB, I guess. Yeah. Okay. I
yes,
studied in the UCB. Uh, or I finished
my studies.
my yes my career, we could say as well, at the UCB. In when did you finish?
In April of this year.
April 2024. Okay. So yes, that's fine. Uh, you can use in a specific time. Or I graduated from school. What year did you finish school?
In 2019.
Okay, graduated from school. Sorry, here, graduate from school in 2019. Great. Okay, you have two sentences there. So you're talking about something that is finished already, both of them. And of course, they happen in the past. Also, if you're trying to talk about the past, you can use the present perfect. So talk about something that happened at some point in the time. But the thing is that you can't use the a time expression there. Like I have finished. I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening to me right now. Finished my career at this. Okay. I finished my career at the UCB, let's say. But we can't use a specific time. In that case, you will need to use simple past or I have graduated from school. You can say these two because you don't have a specific time. And these things happened at some time in the past, but they're already finished, and that's fine. You can use either the present perfect or the simple past. But if you wanted to use a time expression, then you would need to use like all the time, you need to use the simple past. Uh, Also, you can use the present perfect for things that started in the past and they continue until now. I don't know. I have been watching soccer, let's say, since I was 5 years old. Is there any sport you like?
For example, volleyball.
Probably, well, let's say, say you've been watching this for 10 years. The main difference with since and for is that the first one is used in order like with a specific point of time. And the second one is used with a length of time for 10 years. That's the main difference there. Is there any question maybe?
No more questions, teacher. I think it's clear.
Okay, great. So we often use the present perfect with words like already, yet, just, recently, and lately. We could say, I don't know, I've already finished my homework. I haven't called him yet. I've just called him. I visited him. I've recently visited him. Or I've been thinking about this lately. We can also use the present perfect continuous to talk about something that started in the past and continues till the present. I've been working, let's say, let's say, Nestle, I don't know, for 5 years. I have been saying that for started my presidential presidential campaign. Okay, is there any question? Maybe
No,
with
or
8 or 9?
no, as we already saw all of the stances in the past classes, I think I understood everything.
Okay, great. So finally, we can use the present perfect continuous with for and since like here, she's been working the story for a few days or since last Monday. Okay. We don't use continuous form with non-action verbs. That's something that never happens. And finally, for the future, we are gonna use be going to or will. I don't know. I'll call you tomorrow. Tally's gonna call her mother tomorrow. Okay, so I'll visit you tomorrow, or I am going to visit you tomorrow. Okay, any question maybe? No questions?
Teacher, I know that there is a slightly difference, and we saw between going to and will, but we use it, if we use either of them, is there like when we're talking a big difference or when we are speaking?
Can you repeat the question?
That we know that there are slightly differences between be going to and will, and in the fact that will can be used to like specific events that are already planned and in comparison with be going to, etc. But when we are like actually speaking with a native, is there like they made actually this difference or we can use both of them? It doesn't really matter.
Both of them. Yes, actually, there's like in theory, yes, there's a slight difference, but it's not such a big difference because both of them, even in this book, they're used for predictions uh and for I think it was plans. I don't know if we saw that, but if we
Yes,
didn't, we're
prediction.
gonna see that. Yes, but the difference is very, very small. So really, you could use any of them, to be honest. It
uh
wouldn't affect your TOEFL.
okay, teacher.
Okay,
Perfect.
so don't
Thank you.
worry. Okay, and if the TOEFL is like they're so similar, of course in books that's a slight difference, but actually there's no such difference in reality. They're very similar.
Okay, teacher.
Okay,
Thank you for the
so
explanation.
no problem. So let's please continue here.
Hi. Isn't learning grammar fun? You enjoy grammar, don't you? These are examples of a negative yes-no question and a tag question. Wouldn't you like to learn more about them? Great. Let's begin.
Okay, can you please read?
Sure. So, grammar, negative, yes, no questions and tag questions. 1. We use negative yes, no questions to check information. We expect the answer to be yes. Jackie, aren't you Nick Crawford, the soccer star? Nick, yes. 2. To form a negative yes, no question, we add not to the verb be or the auxiliary verb, a form of do or have or a model such as can or should. We almost always use the contraction short form. Are you Nick Crawford?
Continue, please.
3. We also use tag questions to check information. Nick, I told you about the commercial, didn't I? 4. A tag question is made of a statement and a tag. Talia, you went to a restaurant, didn't you? You went to a restaurant is the statement, and didn't you is the tag. 5. Notice that the subject of the tag is the same as the subject of the statement. Nick, you were in my class, weren't you? We only use pronouns in the tag. Nick, kicks are cool, aren't they? We do not say kicks are cool, aren't kicks? 6. When the statement is affirmative, the tag is negative. You were in my class, weren't you? You were in my class is affirmative. The tag weren't you is negative. Notice that the tag for I am is aren't I? I'm right, aren't I? When the statement is negative, the tag is affirmative. You weren't in my class, were you? You weren't in my class is negative. The tag were you is affirmative. 8. The tag always has a form of the verb be or an auxiliary, a form of do or have or a modal such as can or should. If the statement has the verb be or an auxiliary verb, we use the same verb in the tag. You're a big soccer fan, aren't you? You don't trust me, do you? We can meet again. Can we? If the statement does not have a form of the verb be or an auxiliary verb, we must use a form of do in the tag. I know you, don't I? Remember that the form of do in the tag must be in the same tense as the verb in the statement. We studied together for the final, didn't we?
Okay, continue.
9. We answer negative yes-no questions and tag questions the same way we answer affirmative yes-no questions. If the information is correct, we say yes. If the information is wrong, we say no. Sam, aren't you a reporter? John, yes, I am. I'm a reporter for Newsline. Talia, no, I'm not. I'm a researcher. Sam, you're a reporter, aren't you? John, yes, I am. I'm a reporter for Newsline. Talia, no, I'm not. I'm a researcher.
Okay, great. So in this case, we're gonna first there's a word that I want to repeat. Uh, where's that? Oh, can you please repeat this word?
Pronouns? Pronouns.
Okay, so no, it's not pronouns, it's pronouns.
Pronouns.
Yes. Let's listen, please.
Pronouns.
Pronouns. The stress is in the first part. Okay, so we use yes/no questions to check information when we expect the answer to be yes. Did you study? Didn't you study at the UCB? The answer is yes, right?
Yes, but it could be yes, I did. Also.
Yes, I did. Yes, of course. Could be yes, I did, or only yes, one of them. But I'm asking that question because I'm pretty sure you did study there. So if I wasn't that sure, I wouldn't have asked that question. So that's the thing. And we form negative yes, no questions. We add not to the auxiliary verb. To form negative yes, no questions, we add not to the auxiliary verb or the verb be, like here. Or in Unique Crawford. Again, this is when we're very sure of that the answer is yes. Okay, is there any question there? Still there?
No, I think it's fine. Thank you.
Okay, let's continue here. Okay, so we use tag questions to check information. Like I told you about it, didn't I? So in a tag question is made of statement and a tag. Of course, this is the statement and this is the tag. So we're gonna basically, I'm gonna do like 2 examples here. He should be on the stage, shouldn't he? He will call us. Won't he? Again, we're using like the modal or auxiliary verb or verb be in negative form, and then the pronoun. The subject of the tag is the same as the subject of the statement, but we also only use pronouns in the tag. Like here. Nick will call us. Nick will call us. Won't he? Instead of one Nick, this would be wrong. And instead you need to say won't he. Because in the tag you only can use pronouns. Okay, is there any question until here?
No, I think it's perfectly fine.
Okay, great. So when the statement is affirmative, the tag is negative. Were you in my class? You were in my class, weren't you? And the tag for I am is aren't I? I'm right, aren't I? I am your, let's say I'm your boss, aren't I? I am the chosen, let's say the chosen one, aren't I? And when the statement is negative, the tag is affirmative. You were in my class, were you? So you need to like kind of use the opposite form. If the statement is affirmative, the tag is negative, and the other way around as well. The tag always has a form of the verb be or an auxiliary. If the statement doesn't have that, then you need to use a form of do. Like here, you're a big soccer fan, aren't you? You don't trust me, do you? We can meet again, can't we? Okay, so you need to choose the auxiliary or the verb be, if you have it, and use the negative form. But if you don't have any of them, I know you, like in this sentence, then you need to use a form of do. Since this is negative, then the tag is affirmative. Don't I? We studied together for the final, didn't we? Because here you have simple past. And finally, we answer negative yes, no questions and tag questions the same way we answer affirmative yes, no questions. If the information is correct, we say yes. And if it's not, we say no. Like here. I'm your boss, aren't I? Yes, you are, let's say. Or no, you're not. Yes, you are. Or no, you're not. You're not. Nick will call us, won't he? Yes, he will. Or no, he won't. There any question until here, maybe?
No, teacher.
Okay, let's do something here. We're gonna move on.
Hi. Today I want to talk about verbs, objects, and infinitives. You need to know which verbs can have an object before an infinitive and which verbs can't. You may already know some of these, but I'd like you to learn some new ones. Are you ready?
Okay, can you please read?
Of course. Then 1. Some verbs are followed directly by an infinitive. 2 plus the base form. Nick agreed to do a commercial. 2. Some verbs must be followed by an object, a noun or a pronoun, before the infinitive. Nick, she convinced me to make a commercial.
Continue, please.
3. Some verbs can be followed directly by an infinitive or by an object and an infinitive. Nick, I want to appear in a commercial. Jackie, I want you to appear in a commercial.
Okay, so this is pretty simple. Some verbs are followed directly by an infinitive. If you remember, there's a list, right? There's
Yes,
a list of verbs.
between gerunds and infinitive verbs.
That's right. Here it is. We saw this. So some of them are followed by an infinitive, like all of them. Okay, this list is very important. And some verbs must be followed by an object before the infinitive. She convinced me to make a commercial. If you say she convinced to make a commercial, this would be wrong. Because I would ask you, convinced who? You need to have an object here. You must have an object because of these verbs. And there are some verbs that can be followed directly by an infinitive or an object and an infinitive, like I want to appear in a commercial, or I want you to appear. Both of them are good because appear can be followed by an infinitive and an object. And of course, both of them make sense. Okay. Is there any question?
Yes, is there like somehow like a connection between the list of verbs that are followed by gerund or the verb to be with the the infinitive with this type of verbs that some are followed directly by that have to add um a subject or cannot have it. I mean, not a
I'm
subject, an
sorry,
object.
what's your question?
Yes,
The,
that is there a connection between those type of verbs that need to be followed by an object with the list of verbs with the verb to that has to have an infinitive at the end?
is there a connection? Actually, all of them are here. Let me show you. I think all of them are there. Okay, all of them, all of the verbs, generally speaking. I think they're there. Hold up. I'm not sure where's the list. I'm gonna open it again. So convinced and appear. I think both of them are here. Convinced. Appear is here. Where is convinced? Oh, it's not there. Convinced. Yes, it's not there because this list, like, it has some verbs, but it doesn't have all of them because if you really put all of them, it would be very long. It should be here, convinced, actually, but it's not. But there's another list that I'm gonna send you. Here you have another one that has this verb, object plus infinitive. Advise, allow, ask, beg, cost, convince, enable, encourage, expect, force, get. So all of them can be followed by an object. Okay, so here would be like the sublist of verbs that are followed by objects and also infinitives.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
And here you have the two. You have convinced. Well, appear is not here. No. I want. No, it's not here. Oh, it's here. Want. Yes, at least it's here. Want. There's want, need, would like, would hate, would prefer, and here you have the rest. Okay, there you have the list. Is there any other question, maybe?
No, teacher, thank you.
Okay. And let's work on this now. Please tell me when you're finished.
Okay. Teacher, I finished.
Okay, we're gonna review. Hold on. Okay, there's only one mistake here. Tally doesn't work for Newsland. Dashi, the mistake is that you're using a capital letter here. That's the mistake.
Oh, okay.
You needed to use a normal D here, not a capital letter. Okay, so that's the mistake there. Like this, not a capital letter. Okay, any questions?
No, teacher.
No question. Okay, great. So let's begin with number 2. Can you please read?
Yes, so listening. Predict people's opinions. Listen for specific information about events and times. Listen to understand people's strategies in conversation. Listen to understand guidelines and accompany orientation. Speaking. Asking about problems. Talking about problems. Suggesting a solution. Responding to suggested solution. Grammar, the passive. Quantifiers, a lot of, a few, a little, many, much. Verb, plus gerund of verb, or verb, infinitive. Pronunciation, following intonation for statements and WH questions. Unstressed words, is, was. Reading and vocabulary, getting the meaning from context, understanding main ideas and details. Writing, pre-writing technique, make a cluster diagram. Task, write a biographical paragraph and give your opinion about a successful person's EQ. Skill, draw a conclusion.
Okay, any questions maybe?
No, it's okay, teacher.
Okay, let's move on. Can you please read?
Of course. So, video listening. Watch the video and answer questions about the information and ideas in it. Learn more about body language and other cultural aspects of the video. Vocabulary. Learn the meanings and usage of these phrases with line. Along the same lines, be out of line, down the line, drop someone a line, get a line on something, give someone a line, laid on the line, read between the lines, take a hard line, the bottom line. Speaking. Learn expressions you can use to. Ask about problems. What's the matter? Talk about problems. I'm worried about Nick. Suggest a solution. Maybe you could get some help from Amy. Respond to a suggested solution. That's a great idea. Grammar. Learn to express yourself using the passive. The recording was edited. Quantifiers. A lot of, a few, a little, many, much. Nick has a lot of friends on the team. Verb, gerund, or verb, infinitive. Patty remembered seeing Dean yesterday. Amy remembered to see Patty at the health club. Task listening. Listen to the guidelines given to new customer service representatives at their job orientation. Put the information into the correct place in the chart. Pronunciation. Practice your pronunciation of following intonation for statements and WH questions. I need to see you. What's going on? Unstressed words. Is, was. This is amazing. Nick was strict. Reading. Read an article about IQ, intelligence quotient, and EQ, emotional quotient. at work. On the web, research successful people. Write a short biography of a successful person and draw conclusions about the person.
Okay, any questions maybe?
Yes, with the meaning of down the line and give someone a line.
Okay, down the line means like in the future. Like in the future, later. Later. That means that I knew that like in the like later. Like later. You're gonna learn that down the line. That means that you're gonna learn that later. I don't know if you get it.
Yes, it's okay.
The other one?
And lay it on the line, I think it was.
Later on the line. Basically means when you are basically you want to speak frankly. Like I'm gonna have to lay it on the line. I'm gonna have to speak frankly about this.
Okay.
Honestly. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you,
Okay,
teacher.
let's do this quick poll, please.